Hello and welcome back. Hope it was a good break for you. Good break for us. And we're going to get right back into it. A lawn party. Like a little after midday. There are, it's outdoors. The weather, of course, is perfect. There's lots of nobles of doing revelry and drinking and eating outdoors, which always just feels special. Instead of this horrifying reality that a lot of peasants have to face. But we don't care about them. They're small. So there's lots of revelry and games, and of course, music. And at this point, we zoom in to like kind of the band area, and kind of coming up between them is a minstrel we're quite familiar with dark green and light green striped mummers outfits, very puffy and ridiculous looking, and like all entertainers wear. With his signature style and hat, Tom Greengrass, now given voice. Right now, Tom, what this is like a kind of like a big number you're putting on. What kind of song are you singing right now?
I think because I think it's something I always like to bring a little bit of life into it. So it's not one of those melodic, normal, just like promenade garden songs.
Yeah.
It's got a little bit more life in it. Something that
Mm-hmm.
you can dance to.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah. What's the feel to like the words and stuff? Is it like body? Is
I
it
think it's
charming?
suggestive because there are
It's
ladies.
suggestive.
There are
Yeah.
ladies present, so I don't want to be too explicit. But we
Right.
all
You're
know
not
high
explicit.
garden.
Oh, none of
Yeah.
the songs are explicit,
Mm,
but yeah,
mm,
it's
yeah.
suggestive.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Awesome. Great. Then could you just roll me some persuasion charm test as
Of course I
you
can.
charm everyone.
Alrighty, here we go. 14.
14, very nice. Yeah. Yeah, many of uh the people here are quite charmed. Some of them definitely like singing along
Mm-hmm.
to the words as you kind of like do a little quick build up and keep everyone the mood high. After all, this is a lawn party, and lawn parties um they wanted to be good energy, people laughing and drinking and playing weirdly specific lawn games. um and you've kind of been doing a set for a while, and you can now kind of break off for a moment.
Whew. Good.
Hmm. Yeah, some of the other like your backup, your band essentially was
Mm-hmm.
like, nice one out there, Tom, good form.
Thank you, thank you. Great job, everyone. I think I'll give notes when we come back from break. You all enjoy the champagne, get
They
some
all
sleep.
fucking stare at you.
What? You have to understand, we are at the pinnacle of the reach. High guard. We must always be at our guard. You understand this, yes?
One of them looks over and you see a lady who just vomits like onto the ground, and then just like looks back at you.
That aside.
They just roll their eyes and like pick up their instruments and all walk away to the buffet table.
No one appreciates an artiste.
uh you definitely you see the usual bunch who are just kind of like hanging back
Mm-hmm.
and just like cracking their backs and resting um
Mm-hmm.
themselves. um mm, uh Yeah. Uh, I think you definitely get the attention of some like nobles sitting on lawn chairs.
Mm.
Um, and some people like nod or like clap at you and raise a glass, and
Mm-hmm.
because clearly they enjoyed your performance.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and you definitely see uh, a man come up to you with like a glass of champagne.
Mm.
He's like a noble,
Mm-hmm.
older,
Mm-hmm.
and he goes, I have to say, man, that was a fine song.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard it sung many times, but yours had not quite so much vigor to it. I
Well,
quite enjoyed it.
well, I am happy to be of service to the nobles here at Highgarden, and I'm very happy I could please you, my lord.
Could you, sorry, could you say that again?
I'm very happy I could please you, my lord.
Sorry, that sounds very familiar suddenly.
Hmm?
You
What?
wouldn't have you wouldn't have happened to be anywhere near the seventh floor other the chamber jumping out of a window, would you?
What? No, I seem to have something in my throat. That's not my normal speaking voice, you know. Normal. I'm a tenor. I have a much higher falsetto naturally. I'm very happy to please you, my lord. Yeah, performing. A lot of things in my throat.
Why don't you give me a deception roll, Tom? Yeah, this will be a deception.
Deception bluff.
Yeah.
Okay,
No, this would be
gotcha.
bluff probably.
9.
Smooth, real smooth.
All right, this will be against the passive of this lord.
Mhm.
Do they get any reroll options if they need
I
them?
don't. I don't think I have any fate or destiny points. No.
You have a destiny point, Tom.
Okay, I think I'll spend it now because I don't want to get stabbed.
Sure.
So, is it a full reroll? To
Yeah,
remind me?
full reroll.
Okay. 13, significantly better.
Okay. Well, the passive of this lord was 8. So
Oh, I didn't know. So
no, you didn't.
sorry.
So no, why are you apologizing? You couldn't have known. Yeah, and he goes, oh, terribly sorry. I apologize. I just nothing. Enjoy your drink, and he just like walks away somehow, like embarrassed.
Mm-hmm. Done it again, Tom. Right. Yeah. I'll go like to separate as far away from him as
Yeah, other side of the
other
party.
side of the party.
Maybe like a little bit outweighs
Hmm.
away from the party. You kind of get near the outskirts. You see one of the guards you recognize, and he just goes like, "Hey, Tom."
Hmm?
Like,
Over.
yeah. He goes, "Hey, no."
Oh, right.
He's just like that floating game's still going on, right?
Yes. Why?
I was like, well, I want to make a bet.
Oh, of course. How much are you putting on? Mm.
Yeah, and he like walks over to you and
Mhm.
pockets you some coin, some stags.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think I'm betting on Masterson.
Mhm. Got it.
Like, thanks, Mike. And he kind of walks away from you. Yeah, and you're talking. It's a floating like gambling game that essentially
Gotcha.
moves to different parts of
Mhm.
Highgarden and like the small town beneath it. Sometimes
Got it.
the lords gamble and do their own thing, but
Mhm.
don't like peasants doing it. So or non-nobles doing it, but
Mhm.
you're a part of helping that
That's
along
We have our own game.
and making some money alongside
Mhm.
it. Yeah. Um, it is at this point that Mariella, you have been attending this lawn party, um, with drink in hand. It looks like finally Tom Greengrass is on his own.
Could I have noticed any of what happened?
Yeah, definitely.
Cool.
This would be an awareness check, awareness notice.
I have one noticed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so don't need to worry about passive. A 20.
20. Yeah. I would say you didn't get like a lot of details from like that first conversation, but definitely it seemed like he accused Tom of something. Tom covered it up with some kind of like effortless and like reason that seemed to then embarrass the Lord and make him go away. I think you maybe overheard like a little bit something about him sounding familiar and calling out a window, but yeah, you believe I mean, you get the gist of what that was about. But as you now see, Tom is alone.
Yeah, I will walk over that way with my own glass of champagne. Haven't thought to play the song about the red-haired woman yet.
Wow. I'm over that one, honestly. Lady Mariella. It's good to see you this afternoon.
Master Greengrass?
Mm-hmm.
So, what fine merriment have you found thus far?
You know me. I'm a professional. I find merriment everywhere I go. Do you have a request?
Well, I don't know. Was this I heard about a what did that gentleman use? Was it a floating game? And kind of like makes a slight smile and a sip of her champagne.
Well, far be it from me to introduce a lady to the more nefarious deeds that go around the whole garden. It's just a game. The servants and I facilitate, and servants and guards partake in. There's much more to your interest than that, Lady Marilla. Plus, your exceeding financial situation would put the other gamblers to shame were you to participate.
I would imagine.
Mm.
But I would also think that a certain topic that has recently dealt with me could be of an interesting wager and profit for you, depending on its success.
I tend to not bet on things that are, I don't wish to insult you, Lady Mariella. You're very lovely, but your nuptials are not something I would gain any financial wealth on.
Well, not
Unless
immediately.
you know something I don't. Ah, intriguing. Go on.
Well, considering that I've recently come into company with, let's just say, someone who hears a lot of things but is underestimated amongst the ladies' rooms. It'd be interesting to see.
Coalboys, yes, very underestimated.
Yes, those, but there's also, well, I'm sure you're very familiar with several members of the court.
I am.
Well, not just the coal boys are generally underestimated.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fairly certain that bards such as yourself fall under that category as well.
Indeed. We do tend to pass around through the halls of Highgarden. People love their music.
Da-da-da-da. Well, I don't know. I recently had a conversation with one Lady Hewitt, and that made me think of possibly expanding my sights to see who hears what within Highgarden.
Interesting.
All right. It sounds like we are beginning an intrigue.
Gotcha!
Ah,
So let's do it. I will say, Tom, whatever you decide your disposition towards Lady Mariella would be, I would like you to move it one step up because of her mentioning that she is now friends with Briala.
okay.
You are more willing to listen to what she has to say because of that.
Absolutely. That's the assist and things. So what's the one step above indifferent? Is
Amiable.
Amiable. I think I'm amiable now.
There you go.
I think I'm gonna say she's just gonna go first. I'm pretty sure.
Probably, but you guys can both roll status.
You can both roll.
God. I miss Vivian's stats so much.
Eloquence would have just let you go first.
Tom just also has a different set of skills than what I'm used to. Yeah, you absolutely go first.
Mine towards him. Yeah, for shits and giggles, we'll say amiable, because it's like I'm sure, like Briala or anybody, it's like, especially with what Alley Cat had told me regarding this, it's like, okay, let's start heading down that road. I 100% will be of charm.
Excellent.
What do I want this?
It's a good question.
I'm just gathering friends.
I guess. Would it be service? I guess service, because I definitely I know her family's position. I know their considerable finances.
Basically, like
Yeah.
a favor-ish kind of a thing, yeah.
So I think that falls into service.
Well, it depends. Service is usually you want them to do something for you, but friendship could be like, hey, we're friends, right? Like we look favorably upon each other, do we not? Service is usually probably more like, so I need you to do this thing. Like this, you will probably be using service Tom a lot throughout this game of trying to convince mooks to do shit for you that would possibly be too dangerous for you.
Okay. So then friendship then, and I shall use charm as well.
Excellent. All right.
This is so rare. Interplayer intrigue.
I know. It doesn't happen a lot, but it's going to happen today. Mariella, you are trying to get Tom's friendship here into gaining him as a conspirator in your conspiracy to take the hand of Garland the Gallant.
Just give me that boy. All right. So I'm trying to remember what I just said before we established all of the amiable and everything else. So I had mentioned Briella of wanting to expand and see who knows what. Okay. Well, considering the renown of the name Tom Greengrass, I would imagine that you're able to, well, have access to many places within Highgarden that others would just, I don't know, not take a second glance up. Because of course, Tom Greengrass belongs in Highgarden, regardless of the room.
All right, let's see that roll. It sounds like you're influencing Tom.
I figure if you've got the first turn,
Yeah,
you
just-
might as well.
Yep, Vivian, a good defense is to attack with utter with utter offense.
Oh, that's moderately garbage. 18
Oh
mean,
yeah,
yeah.
18.
compared to everything else, and I said moderate
Go away.
garbage.
Just go away. 18. Does that beat your intrigue defense, Tom?
Of course it does. It breaks it to the ground.
By how much?
Well, my intrigue defense is 10, so
So 2 degrees of success.
yeah.
So that
So a
means
total of 8.
that means you take a total of 8 damage.
Mm.
To think minus, of course, from your disposition rating, which uses
Amiable is what, like 3 or 4?
3. It's 3.
So a total of 5.
5. Okay.
You can always take a point of frustration to minus
The minus.
to get rid of the amount of damage equal to your will rating.
Okay, but it takes away 1.
It takes
right?
away a die.
Takes away that, yeah.
I'll do that. Sure. So it was 5. So I take a point of frustration. So then it'll be 3. And we put that in wounds, correct?
Yes.
Or injury.
Yes, in wounds, yeah.
Okay. So then that'll means I'll take 3. No. Sorry, I was doing the reverse. There we go. Okay. Good opening.
Indeed.
Yeah. So, true. I can open a lot of doors. I've spent a lot of time building my reputation here, and I can definitely see a benefit in aiding one who sees themselves as the future lady of Highgarden. I do wonder, though, is... Because you spoke of Briella being underestimated. You, though, Mariella, are not underestimated. In fact, it's opposite. Everyone knows what to expect. You are intelligent, beautiful, and can hold your own in many conversations with men twice your age. What is it that you can bring me to the table if I assist you in this? Outside, push aside fantasies and dreams of wedding bells. Briella is far more intelligent if you have her truly as a friend. What else can you bring me to the table with all of those wonderful assets that you have? Because I can bring quite a lot.
All right, let that go. Whatever you say, that. I mean, that sounds. Would you say? I mean, what skill are you trying to use there? That sounds a little bit more like convince to me.
Okay, then that's
well, actually, I mean, charming obviously could be used there too, because you did compliment Mariella, saying that she's intelligent and beautiful. So I think charm works there too. What are you going for? I guess what was the goal there?
I guess my goal, because
just for what you want to roll is what I mean.
Yeah, I think I would like to try to use charm because she's.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
You gussied her up.
Mm-hmm.
I think both make
Yeah.
sense to me.
Yeah, I would like to try to use charm. Fucking
Nope.
Christ. Yeah. Yep. 8.
Yeah, well, I don't think that penetrates her intrigue defense, which
Yeah.
right now is like 14.
It's like stupid.
Yeah. It's like stupid.
It's like stupid.
At the moment. Yeah, so that kind of comment bounces off of you, Mariella, unfortunately. So both tried influence. Mariella, what is your go?
Well, hold on. Does Mariella find me attractive?
Probably.
I have the attractive quality, so.
I mean, Mariella, I assume. I mean, you're attracted to men, right?
Yes.
Tom is very attractive.
Sure. Reroll your 1.
Mm-hmm.
Do I reroll both ones, or is it just the one that?
I believe it is all ones.
You
Okay.
reroll all 1s. Because it could replace some of the other ones if
Mhm.
it's higher.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Great. So that is an 11.
still
No.
don't think it hits. Okay, doesn't matter then.
Hate this. I'm trying to find one stupid little reference way back in my notes for a name of a stupid poet.
Stupid poet.
Stupid poet. Yeah. Fuck it. I can't hunt for it right now. Maybe later. Well, I think you and I both know that the one individual that would be very staunchly against this, well, it's not often that they're worked around and things of that nature, and you would have a front row seat. You would be able to tell the story first. You would replace several of the other notable bards and poets that are recited, and instead it'd be your story that is told. Because who wouldn't follow the stories of the first bard who was able to tell the tale if Olenna Tyrell was wrong? Would we consider that consider or charm? Enlighten me.
I mean, yeah, it's more charm. It's more like gussying him up.
Mm-hmm.
22.
22. I mean, yeah. Tom, how you feeling, my boy, my guy?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that obliterates me.
Yeah, that's what I thought. All right. So on losing this intrigue,
Mhm.
Tom, you know that you are now like willing to align yourself with
Mhm.
Mariella, but you are still free to like state wants and intentions from her.
Ah, excellent. Well,
However, I think after now, I think you are now feel more free to speak candidly with her.
Okay. Well, I am sure this is one of the many reasons why Briala was honest with you. I will agree to these terms on the added benefit that should you become Lady of Highgarden, I am the only musician that comes to your mind. Parties, events, debuts, sonnets to be written, to composed, the aria to be sung at the birth of your first son's baptism to the 7, spitting on the name of all the other hacks that troll around this place.
So,
Grass, only one.
so basically the musical consultant of Highgarden.
And the
Or
only one.
performer.
Both. All.
I can definitely make my voice heard on that statement. It's, we both know that Elena is probably going to outlive everybody anyways, but I can
True, but if
definitely...
you can convince her to let you marry her favorite grandchild, then hiring me formally and forever so that I may one day retire by choice in wealth and luxury, it should be no issue.
You do realize if you're the only performer, no one would be able to support you with additional instruments.
Hiring background artiste is something that I shall worry about. It is the position of which that is of my concern. But if you know everything about music, by all
No,
means-
I was just trying to clarify to understand if you were literally to be the only one allowed within the halls.
Oh no, just the only one you, as lady, would recommend. Should Highgarden
Then-
be hosting an event?
Then that I could definitely
Mhm.
accommodate.
Wonderful.
Garank.
All right.
Bard
Excellent.
acquired.
Yes.
Welcome to the party.
Party. Bard acquired. Ding, ding, ding. Yes. And so now we will shoost over to excuse me. To I think the fields here. One second. Bam, 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 bam. Yeah, so it's probably the I'm gonna say this is probably later in the evening, and there is probably a small, not small, but there's people are there's like some kind of, I mean, there's always a party going on in Highgarden. So I think there's one, and there's lots of the knights are off duty now essentially, and there are several folk about, ladies and men mixed at this point, and one of the not one of the ballrooms, because it's not like that kind of party, but it's definitely in one of the more like the salons, if you will. Right now we kind of zoom in. There's some men kind of like definitely getting drunk and cheering, and it's kind of like roaring over something, and we zoom in, and we see two men arm wrestling, very classic show
Men stuff, yeah.
the man stuff. One of them is Sir Arlen Hunt. This is a character we're not as familiar with, so why don't you describe yourself, Sir
right.
Arlen?
Sure. Sir Arland is a massive, I think would be the first word that comes to mind. Just an overall like beefy dude, pretty tall, so like 6'3", 6'4", broad shoulders, thick with two C's, of course. He's got long blonde hair. I think also like a blonde mustache and a goatee as well. Yeah.
Mhm.
He definitely has those like beefy muscles, but they're not as big as some others. Mostly they're noticeable because I think they have like those weird looking veins like running up them a lot, especially now because mid arm wrestling, of course. Yeah. He has very like watery grayish blue eyes and a very like small mouth that's made even smaller because he's often like pursing his lips and they're just in a thin line, and just eyebrows super furrowed and everything. I imagine his helmet's off in this case.
Yeah, you're kind of in your in like your nice dress. Do you dress in like your house colors, or do you dress more in like your own colors?
I think Arlen dresses in whatever is the first article of clothing he found in the morning, and just stuck with that. So
Mm,
I don't think.
Well, I
this
mean,
is
the
particular.
the colors of everything as a noble
Right.
thing. As
Oh,
you're saying, like,
what do I generally have on me?
yeah. I'm not saying what does your clothes look like. It's just the color. Like, do you
I
dress in
think
your house
generally,
colors,
yeah,
or
I
do you
think
dress in
generally in
like
his own
some
colors.
his
I would
own?
say
Okay,
like
awesome.
yeah, I more so now uh, like a different shade of green than the Tyrell green, like
Sure.
probably a little darker, but yeah, definitely
Mhm.
kind of like
Like a
a
forest green.
yeah, like a forest green,
Excellent. Yeah. So
darker
dark.
neutral tones, you know.
Hmm. Yeah. Uh, yeah. Wearing a doublet, most likely taut on your bulging muscles.
Mhm.
Yeah, and you are arm wrestling this other man.
Yep.
Um, so this other man sort of like uh, kind of said something that annoyed you, Arlen. Where you like, then eventually got into this situation that you're in now.
All right,
What did
starting.
he?
Okay,
What did
fine,
he?
yeah.
What did he do to annoy you?
Um, I think he said that after our I'd say in the morning after we had like our normal sparring with Garland, he remarked that I was getting slow.
Oh, okay. Excellent.
I
And
did
you
not
you would
approve of
not
that, and I
you
would
would
have had a
not
pretty bad
yeah.
day. So yeah.
Mhm. All right. Excellent. So why don't you make me a I believe it's an athletics, and if you have strength.
As a matter of fact, I do. So let's see.
Do you have
Athletics,
any
athletics.
like bonus things that would help you with this as well?
Uh well, this is a chance for me to actually ask about what each thing does. So
I've got the thing
hold
up.
on.
I can help.
Hold on, Henric's sheet came up for me real quick. That's weird. Nope, wrong character. Way less facial hair. This one.
Yes,
Get
indeed.
you out of here, Henrik. This one.
You can't grow a mustache.
Hey, he's trying, okay? Would I'm guessing Axe Fighter's not applicable here, because I don't want to kill the guy I know
No.
of axes, but would Berserker or Fury come into play?
Well, for those abilities specifically, one second. I
Berserker, you would
believe
take an injury or a wound
Okay.
in order for
yeah.
that to activate. And then what was the other one? Fury?
Fury, yes. So Fury it's a greater action ability. You can deliver a terrible blow to a single opponent with a fighting weapon.
We'll see how this arm wrestling competition goes, then we'll get into that. So, but for now,
I will
I
say,
would say none of them.
it's a greater action. So if later, if you want to know, it's a greater action. You resolve a normal attack, but you take -2 dice on the attack roll. If you succeed, increase the damage by +4 before applying the benefits of a degree of success, which
Ooh,
is
okay.
terrifying. Yeah.
Awesome.
So that
Cool,
increases
cool.
the base damage by +4?
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah, no, it's gross.
Don't tell Jesse about that.
I'm a
I'm not.
monster now. Oh my god.
Absolutely.
Right, no, just some straight strength
athletic
Cool.
strength.
All right, here we go.
22. Yeah. Yeah. For sure. This other knight is definitely is he's pushing back. He's strong too.
Both
you
are.
know?
Yep.
He's a strongman.
You have to be in order to be a knight here.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We're just well connected, but still.
You called me slow.
Oh God, yeah.
Pitiful.
Yeah, so he struggles for a bit, and you just how do you like utterly just boom slam his?
I think I do that thing where like I just right when it feels like the give is like he's done, like that last pop in the arm and everything, just stay on the table and immediately stand up and like use that to leverage myself up to like stand up and
Boom.
like grab a drink. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
So you
Yeah.
boom slam it down, stand up, just grab a drink and start drinking. And you're like, whoa! And just a lot of ladies are just like, some that were like watching who are definitely drunk.
I look at only the ladies, but nod. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nods, and they talk and giggle with each other. But yeah, the man is just like, damn it, and just like Sam then just like leans back. And he then like just like shit, and someone his friend like gives him a drink, and he just like begins to drink it, and then just like flex his hand and rub his arm. He was a bigger guy too, but nowhere near as strong as you are.
I think it should work as more on your form, and whether or not you're losing your grip, rather than I'm being slow or not.
Just like, and they kind of go, ooh, and he just, and he goes, yeah, and he just stands up and cracks his back and goes over to another part where the bar is, essentially. Yeah, some people are patting you on the back, and yeah, they're patting you back, and you feel pretty good about yourself, just putting that guy fucking down. You definitely see you definitely hear from the corner a bit as you kind of like wander away with your drink. They go, you gotta challenge they challenge a man to a contest of strength every time someone questions your skills, and you recognize that voice immediately. That's Sir Vortimer, who is the like protector of Lord Loris, the third child of the Tyrells. He was also essentially like your man at arms, like the guy that like ran you through drills when you were younger.
Okay. So generally positive relationship and everything.
If you want to perceive it that way, sure. Like he definitely beat the shit out of you.
Right.
Like
but honest knights and men do, of course.
But if you as Arlen perceive that as like and those were the best days, then yeah. Then great. Then probably, yeah.
But we definitely have history. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely have a lot of history with
like the days where I was getting beat the shit out of every morning. So great. Yeah. Like, just nothing wrong with challenging, calling out a man who's being an idiot. And that's what he is, so.
So you're not getting slow?
No. I can't do the fan thing, but if I could.
Yeah.
Arlen doesn't have a fan on him, but he imagines. Well, that's gone. But yeah.
Yeah. He goes, nothing wrong with a bit of criticism every now and then, because you're not perfect. Unless you're saying that boy nearly half your age who keeps putting you into the ground. That was from the smile,
Yeah, just grab it. Yeah, but it's still digging into me, and like I grip my drink even tighter. Yep, I know. Yep. God, we're supposed to be a fucking challenge for that boy. I'm so tired afterward? God, after every match with him. Okay, gotta get better.
Like, hi. You've been on edge much more than usual, Arlen. As of past few months. Like, I'm only gonna ask this once. You alright?
It was so hard not to say he's on edge. Like, you're on edge. Sorry. Not gonna do that. Am I okay? I want to know if I have to lie or not.
That's up to you. What you want to say to him is up to you. I mean, you kind of know the background information that he's got, and maybe that was more of a recent discovery of Arlen's.
All right. I'm just wondering if like there were any other big things.
No, not particularly. I wouldn't say so.
Oh no, right. I'm fine. stares off.
All right. And he just like taps the string.
Right. Pat on the back. Right. Good.
Mm-hmm. Like nods and just kind of walks off.
Cool.
Yep. And watch your back left foot. You keep stepping on shit.
I don't say it. You fucking watch it. Under my breath. You fucking watch it.
And then he goes, "What was that?"
Nothing. No, nothing.
All right.
I think we're the most jovial, but Arlen's still a little bit like afraid of him. Just
Yeah,
flat.
for sure.
Nothing. Nope, nothing.
Yeah, he turns back around, keeps going. Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep. Lady Mariella, you are here. You are a woman grown now, ever since your party, so of course you can go to parties like this.
Oh,
You definitely know that by like another stroke of the clock, or another phase of the moon, you know, the people in here, some of the people in here are going to be like, you know, boning.
yeah.
I was thinking something different. Okay.
Yeah, they're gonna be not in front of everyone, but like they're gonna start. Yeah, I mean,
They're gonna go find
Depends
some
how
dark
free the
corners
wine's
and
flowing.
proceed.
Yep.
Who knows? Maybe even to the water garden to hide behind trellises again.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Perhaps.
Perhaps.
But the man you were told of, Sir Arlen Hunt, he seems for this brief moment is alone. All the other moments he was always kind of surrounded by a bunch of other people. This moment he's alone.
And I am by myself. I don't have anybody with me.
Well, I mean, you do what you do, right? You've been talking with your friends and some of the people here, and I mean, the reason you are here is to talk to Arlen Hunt,
Yeah.
because there's like several different things going off of different portions of this palace, as it is a palace.
No, yeah, and I get that.
But yeah, I mean, you don't. It's quite easy for you to excuse yourself from wherever and whatever you were doing.
Does Sir Arlen seem to be like looking at anything in particular, or like literally just trying to avoid?
It looks like the middle distance at the moment.
Zoning out for sure.
Okay.
He looks kind of zoned out, or what we would say politely, deep in thought.
Sure.
Air quotations and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I will head over in that kind of direction.
Mm-hmm.
That away. How deep in thought are you? It's like, do you notice me?
I don't think you notice her approaching,
No.
but that's why I think Mariel, you're gonna have to start this, whatever it is. He's
Cool.
kind of like staring off in something, thinking about something.
Sir Arlen, are you all right?
Looks down.
Yeah.
Good.
down.
Very cool. Oh, no, my lady Mariella. Sorry, can I help you with anything?
I was inquiring if you were all right. You seem fairly deep in thought.
Yes, I'm fine, thank you. But all right. How are you? Are you enjoying the festivities here?
Well, I am, but one thing that I don't appreciate probably as much, and I think since I've recently just returned back from being home, just the assumption of my relationship with Lord Garland is just one would hope that they'd have more respect for a gentleman that they would all claim to know.
Lady, I hope no one has said these things outright to your face, and it has only been mere whispers. And that is awful to hear. I'm sorry you've been subjected to such nastiness in my garden. That we are. I hope you know not all of us think that way. I've heard of what transpired at your brother's wedding, and it seemed, at least in my opinion, to fit Lord Garden's opinion of you. It made sense. I have heard nothing but good things from him, and that's about it.
I'm very aware that Lord Garland surrounds himself with fellow honorable individuals such as yourself. So I'm comforted to know that you do not hold similar opinions.
I could say we were all honorable, my lady. And I look at like a few, pointedly at a few others I know, shitheads who I work with.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Mhm.
But I appreciate that. Has anyone said something directly to you, and you would like me to deal with it? His eyebrow goes like narrows his eyes. I'm like, would you like me to take care of anyone for you? I can do that.
It'll break them.
I can help.
I
What do you need?
do appreciate the offer, but I would like to hopefully, maybe with assistance of individuals like yourself, be able to show that what they say is not true through actions and a more nobler deed, as opposed to try and meet them on the same field as they choose. But we'll definitely keep in mind if I have to deal with anything a bit, let us say, ladylike, that I might be able to ask you for assistance.
By all means, yes. Please let me know. I must ask though, my lady, and hope I'm not being too forward in your presence, but I believe I have a grasp of Garland's feelings for you. But I must ask if you too are genuine in these feelings. If you do you love Lord Garland?
My sentiments are very, very true.
Do you check on that real quick?
Well, I think with that, let's make
Do I
let's
believe
do it.
believe her?
Let,
Like,
let,
is there-
well, hold on.
Intrigue.
I think this is the moment. We're doing an intrigue.
Okay.
Let's do it to it.
Gotcha.
Get one.
So let's make them status rolls.
Oh, okay. I don't even know why I try. But okay. 15.
That's
Okay.
not bad.
That's not too shabby. Okay. 25. Okay. Yeah, I'll back myself up here. Yeah.
Mariella. Okay.
Status
Or
is
just-
like the really
Or just
solid one for
Weirlight.
me.
Weirlight. Just.
That is our bag, yeah.
Excellent. So, take starting dispositions, whatever you feel they are. Arlen, because Mariella is a woman, your starting disposition does go up by 1.
Okay. I was gonna say amiable. So whatever that
Yeah,
word
well,
is.
yeah, we can stay there then.
You know, that makes sense. And it's like I'm fine with being amiable. I vaguely know.
We've seen each other in court.
Yeah. Mostly anything I have heard would be probably from Garland if he ever
Yeah.
talks about him.
I've heard
No,
gossip
Sir
amongst the
Arlen
ladies.
is. Yeah, yep. Sir Arlen is. You've definitely heard from Garland. Like, Sir Arlen. I think Arlen. Yes, he's a very skilled man. A man I'm very happy to learn how to fight against. Opponents much larger than myself. Rather terse. Doesn't say much. often looks me in the eye when I talk to him directly, but he never looks me in the eye at a distance, and I don't understand why. Big old muscles. Yeah. And then we basically, obviously, what you want out of Arlen, I know, is the same thing as friendship. And Arlen, I believe you would like information out of
Yeah,
thing because
that's
you're
fair.
trying to suss out if your boy's getting hoodwinked or not.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
As you're very special, very respected, very handsome, so kind boy.
Don't do that. You do this with Henric. Don't do it with someone else. God damn it.
Well, I mean, Ireland is kind of more supposed to be done to.
I know
so-
Garland's good looking and hot and chivalrous and everything a knight should be, not like these fuckheads, but we don't need to think about that, okay?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Just
Uh,
kick that voice to the back of your head. Kick him way far back there.
Yeah, I don't need to talk about those.
All right. Yep. So dispositions, and then technique. I mean, I'm guessing your technique is charm.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Arlen?
Let me get my intrigue sheet up once again. See what we got. We'll be working with here again.
Because in my brain, I mean, you're speaking quite politely to her, so I could see charm as well.
Could be charm. Is there?
Yeah, convince is the other one, which would be
Off of your will score.
yeah, but it's more of like you being quite direct with Lady Mariella.
Well, he is a direct guy. I don't think that's what I'm gonna go for right now. Yeah,
Makes
I think,
sense, yeah.
yeah.
You're like you're being a little more you're being rather couth at the moment.
All courtly and things, yes.
All right, well, Mariella, you're the one to start. What do you start with?
I know that I'm not necessarily the most, how would I say, visible with my affections, but I've held Lord Garland in very high esteem for a while, and my feelings for him have grown, and I do hope and have hoped that this was even a possibility. Ka-chunk.
Oh, solid.
Should I assume not?
That's high
Rank
regard,
4 or
Mariella.
higher?
That's what we're gonna get.
He is Sir Arlen, what is your status?
My status is I believe 3.
Yep.
Yes, a 3.
Just want to make sure I'm rolling the correct number of dice.
Mm-hmm.
A 19.
What is your intrigue defense, Sir Arlen?
7.
7. Well, so
Yeah.
that is that's a 20 what?
Plus 2, so that's only a 19.
Oh, that's a 19. Excuse me. Oh, very well. Yes. So that is 3 degrees of success.
A total of 12.
So a total of 12 damage. What is your composure?
So 9.
Okay. Well, that's -3, so that's from your disposition. So that's 9.
Do I one hit you?
Do you accept it? Do you take a point of frustration because you want a
don't-
turn?
I don't really know how much I could do with that. I also don't want to diss the one-hit weird lights. That is our vibe. Be at least one success. You know what? Mariela had to try with green grass. I'll let her just walk over me. That's fine. And no, I switched to combat. I'm sorry.
No, never mind. Switch to go. Just
Berserker!
I actually love him for quite a long time. Like, yeah,
He's mine!
just stab the shit out of him. Everyone's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Serlin goes on a rampage. He can't be brought down. Just fucking
Goes into a berserker rage.
Oh my
I think
god.
that
Yeah, so she says that. So I
Yeah,
guess it sounds like the wind is taken out of your sails, and you're almost like,
Guess
oh
that
wow.
was- wow.
Yeah, she really does.
She truly knows. I just softened my eyes, gaze just softened. Like, oh wow, so lucky. Never mind. All right, so, all right.
So Mariella, you have him. You think you've won him over. Now it is time, I believe, to state your wants and intentions from him.
As you can imagine, there's not necessarily all support that can be found here at court for such a match. My hope is to be able to find friends and things who would be able to help support both Garland and myself in this match.
He stares off for like a minute. The court can be a difficult place. For another minute. All right, I will help you. Whatever you need.
It's very gracious of you.
That's it. He's just gonna...
Takes a drink from your tankard. Ah.
All right, I think we're done here. This conversation. Yeah.
Okay, this is now
Excellent.
awkward. It's like, can I talk to you later? I've expended all my word usage for the day.
I've tapped out. I'm done. Yeah. Do you want to arm wrestle? No? Okay, I'm done.
All right. All right. Well, you have a little motley crew now, Mariella, and soon you can have a meeting and discuss everything for them. But for this evening, that is where we will end. Thank you so much for joining us. Well, thank you for being with us through that hiatus, and we are back with a vengeance. Going forward, gonna get Mariella her man, hopefully, or everyone will die. Or a third thing that's even worse.
Or the thing.
Watch and to find out, and we will play to find out. Thank you so much to all my players. Thank you guys for sticking through this with us. And we will see you guys next time. Until then, thank you for watching Dice Dropping.